Hello everyone. I've decided to document my fluvoxamine journey just because there aren't a lot of documentation of people's personal experiences on the internet of how it is starting off with a medication. And I know that when I first started a lot of medications, I was just very worried because I was having a lot of bad side effects and I didn't know if it was normal. And the only things I could find were on Reddit. So I was like, why not talk about my experience? I'm on the starting dose of Fluvoxamine ER, extended release. Let me start off by saying Fluvoxamine is for OCD. So for me, my OCD gets a lot worse when I have anxiety. It's an anxiety disorder. And when my anxiety is worse, my OCD gets worse. I also have relationship OCD. That's what we're really focusing on here. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you any advice. I'm solely sharing my experiences with this prescription that I got from my doctor. In 3 years, I'll have my master's in clinical psychology. So at that point, it'll be a little bit different. But everyone's different. Don't take my word as advice for you. What works for me might not work for you and vice versa. So this is truly just for documentation purposes and curiosity for those out there who might be wondering about different types of OCD medication. When I get into relationships, it tends to flare up. I worked on it a lot in past years with my ex, who was very patient with me. So I did do a lot of self-growth and stuff, but it's not something that just goes away. I'm talking to someone now who I'm quite happy with, but OCD doesn't care whether you're happy or not. Relationship OCD, it's going to occur if you're in a relationship. What I struggle with mostly is intrusive thoughts. I can get more into this in a different video if you guys want to know what kind of intrusive thoughts you might get for relationship OCD, how to make them stop, how to tell if it's intuition or if it's an intrusive thought. These are all things that are pretty difficult to find out on your own. And if you don't become aware of it by someone else or by just doing a bunch of shadow work and research, you might not even ever realize that it's OCD. I've been having a lot of intrusive thoughts, and in the first 2 days of my medication, because my anxiety got worse, my intrusive thoughts got worse. But since I became more aware of a lot more of my intrusive thoughts just last week, because I was doing a lot of research and looking inwards, ever since I became more aware, I've been able to not entertain those thoughts as much. And these thoughts are something that I've entertained for years and didn't really know that they were OCD, and I thought they were just truly concerns and very debilitating concerns that I would have to try to rationalize in my mind for hours on end, or the distress wouldn't go away. It's something very debilitating and that definitely takes a toll on your daily life if you don't know how to catch what thoughts are intrusive thoughts and So I can get into more of that in a different video. If anyone is interested, even if one person's interested, I will make a video on it. But I'm on day 4. I just took the 4th dose, and I'm going to tell you about how it was for days 1 through 3 so far. So on the first day, I took it in the morning. I think it was around 9 a.m. I took all of them around 9 or 10 a.m. First day was definitely the hardest. Was extremely nauseous all day. I had a really hard time sleeping. I had a lot of anxiety. These are all very common side effects, especially for the first week or two. I knew I was gonna be nauseous because I just always get like that when I start new medication, so that's pretty normal for me. I had a lot of trouble eating because of the nausea, but I knew that the only way I could reduce the nausea was by eating, so I would force myself to eat a little bit more than I wanted to, and it made me feel better, so I'm glad I did. The second day was pretty similar. My intrusive thoughts got way worse the first 2 days because of anxiety. Yesterday was the 3rd day. They were still pretty bad, but I'm just trying to not give them attention because that's how you perpetuate them. My anxiety was still bad yesterday. My nausea was still bad. I slept 5 hours. Usually I need 10 hours of sleep, and I woke up at like 5 a.m. feeling like I couldn't sleep. I ended up going back to bed from like 7 to 8, so I got 6 hours. Definitely gonna be tired at work tomorrow. Today's is day 4, so I'll give you an update on how it goes later. I'm still nauseous from yesterday. The medication from yesterday like hasn't really worn off. And this is what happened the first 3 days. Like the morning after, I was still nauseous from like the remaining medication still in my body. I've just been trying to eat carbs. You're supposed to take it in the morning. Allegedly, you don't have to take it with food, but I find that it's more helpful if you take it after you eat because it won't make you as nauseous. It's good to get some food in your system before you get nauseous and feel like you don't really want to eat, because it just makes eating a lot harder. I've actually taken this medication before. I took it last year or maybe 2 years ago, and I ended up stopping because it decreased my libido, which I don't know if it's going to do it this time. I think for women it's about a 5% chance of it decreasing your libido, but for me on SSRIs it seems to always happen. I tend to stay away from them, but I needed a break from the distressing thoughts and ruminations and thought spirals. So I was like, I'm just gonna get on it. I got it from my primary care doctor. If anyone is interested, I'm also on different types of medication for different disorders. So I can also talk about those and how they help me. But I'm gonna journal for a little bit. Journaling has helped my OCD immensely. I have journaled every day for the past 2 months. I'm in the midst of lowering my cortisol journey. So I've been doing that for about 2 months, and it has made a huge impact on my day-to-day life. My cortisol levels have definitely gone down. I have much less anxiety because of different habits that I'm doing throughout the day. Maybe I'll make a video on that too. Hey, welcome to day 5 of the medication. So this morning I woke up and was pretty anxious, less anxious than the other mornings. Let me actually start off by saying that I woke up at 3 a.m. last night for some reason, which has been happening the past few nights as well. I was having anxiety. Thankfully, I was able to go back to sleep. I slept in till like 8 or 9, had more bad anxiety. I remembered that tart cherries help lower cortisol levels, so I made a tart cherry smoothie with half a banana, and that's it, just water, because I was gonna use oat milk, but that raises cortisol levels. And it helped a little. And I kind of just lounged around in my sunroom, and slowly but surely, the anxiety went down. It was around 11:30 a.m. until I realized that I hadn't taken my meds. So I was like, oh, that's probably why I'm not having anxiety, because it's not really in my system anymore. So I ended up making something to eat, and then I took the meds. I was expecting nausea because that's what's been happening the past couple days, but I didn't really get any. I also didn't really get anxiety. And today was way different than the other days after taking the medication. I immediately was just like slower thoughts. It's not like, like a million thoughts going at once, like telling me a bunch of different things. It's more just like more chill conversations in my head. So that's been really nice. There's still some intrusion happening, but it's way less. I felt way more motivated today to be myself and not think about the repercussions. So that was really interesting. I was literally doing gymnastics in my living room with my sister and breakdancing. So that was pretty cool, and making like a lot of weird noises, which is normal for me when I'm super comfortable. I wasn't really having that much anxiety, so I'm excited to see how it feels tomorrow. I'm really excited that today went like this because tomorrow I'm driving to my partner's house, and I didn't want to be having anxiety around them, so I'm really glad that it's mostly gone away today. So hopefully it's better tomorrow. I will talk about one side effect that I just realized was happening, and this happened the first time that I took this medication too, that it's really hard to pee. Like, I'm already a shy peer, and oh my god, I cannot fucking pee. Like, it will take like 15 minutes. And I looked it up, and it's a side effect, and apparently it like shuts something off in your brain that allows normal pee functions to happen. So that's pretty annoying, but I think I'm just gonna deal with it and see if it like really starts to annoy me. I remember that I stopped this medication because of the libido, because it would kind of make that go down a little bit. I'm remembering that I think not being able to pee was a big issue. So we'll see what happens. I'm trying not to like freak out about it. Also, so for the eating today, like I've been eating like not really big portions at all. First of all, it's hard to find something that I don't feel grossed out about, which this was also a thing that would happen when I was trying like antipsychotics and stuff for OCD. It just kind of like turns your appetite off and makes you like grossed out. It's easier to eat carbs because they don't have like much pungent flavor. Today I had that smoothie, I had a piece of bread, I had peas and carrot soup that my mom made. And then we went out to lunch, dinner. And I had one piece of shrimp and like a few bites of salad. And then me and my sister went to the Asian market, and I had probably like this much of this sweet bun filled with cream, which was delicious. I'm not hungry. I get full really quickly. Like, I'll have a few bites and I'm like, okay, now I have to stop eating because I just get really grossed out and I feel full. I start like burping. I will update you on tomorrow. So it's still the 5th day. I've successfully eaten 5 shrimp dumplings. It's day 6. Today, I woke up pretty like jittery and was having a decent amount of anxiety, like that pit in your chest that just feels like a pressure right here. Before I started taking this medication, I would wake up feeling pretty peaceful. And then the anxiety would like slowly start to build up within the first hour of waking up. Not even anxiety, it was more like intrusive thoughts, and then that would make me have anxiety if they were like getting to me. I've been like super hyperactive, like can't sit still, just like constantly moving around. And I noticed that for yesterday also, and the day before. Still really hard to pee. It's making me kind of like smell bad, like my pits. And I think it's because I'm having more anxiety on it, like anxiety sweats. So maybe once the anxiety like fully goes away, it'll change. And oh yeah, so I was saying this morning I was kind of jittery, and I don't know if it's because the medication is wearing off, so like the side effects are making me like kind of shaky. It's 9:30 a.m. I just took my Wellbutrin and my Fluvoxamine, and I drank a tart cherry smoothie with half a banana. I'm gonna go on a walk. I cleaned up cat puke this morning, so it's a good start to the day. Pack, go to work, and then drive straight from work to my partner's house, which is like 6 hours away. So I'll document how I feel throughout the day. I did also wake up in the middle of the night last night because they were doing construction right outside my window at 3 a.m. So, that's kind of odd. I was up till 4:30, and then I went to sleep and I woke up at 8:30. I think I went to bed at midnight. I didn't get as much sleep as I would like. Whatever. I'm gonna hopefully try and take a nap after my walk so that I can drive 6 hours. Okay. Hello. So the last time I talked to you guys was September 26th, and that's when I went to my partner's house. I'm going to be talking about day 6, 7, and 8, which is, I didn't film because I was there and I didn't bring my camera and whatever. So on day 6 of taking fluvoxamine, I just have some notes here. Woke up at my partner's house. This night of insomnia was really bad. I think it's a mix of being at my partner's house for the first night, because like whenever I go there for the first night, I have trouble sleeping for some reason. And I think it's because like sometimes I have trouble with transitions. So like spending the whole week in my bed and then in someone else's bed is kind of difficult for my body. So I didn't sleep that well, maybe like a few hours. I didn't wake up as jittery or nauseous on day 6. So it's starting to get a little bit better. Day 7 was the day that I had significantly less nausea than all the other days. And I also had way less anxiety from the meds. Day 8 was also like that. Hello. So that's the end of week 1, days 1 through 8, because I bundled 6 through 8 in the same video for some reason. In the next video that I will release next Sunday, I will be talking about week 2, which is day 9 through 14. The symptoms are way different for week 2. I'm in week 3 right now, filming this and editing. At the end of 1 month, I will also release like a recap on how everything is going. Okay, bye-bye.